Welcome, Aries, to your March 2026 tarot reading. I am Veronica. This reading is for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Hope y'all are doing fantastic. We're going to take a look at current situation, challenge, what to look for, and outcome. May read a little bit more into it, but let's see how it goes. I'm using the Gilded Tarot Royale for the reading today. So let's jump right in. What do our Aries need to know? First card came out was King of Wands. Isn't that interesting? That could be you. I normally don't, it came out, it wanted to be there. Oh, Six of Cups. And I'm going to pull all the cards and then I'll start reading with the Chariot. There is a lot of energy coming in here. That Chariot really feels like a lot. Also, the King of Wands does too. What you need to look for is the Ten of Cups. What is your challenge for the month is going to be the Magician. And I'm going to do an unexpected energy as well. Strength. And where does this lead? Ten of Swords. I'll do one more. Page of Swords. Very interesting. And piece of advice, please. Page of Cups. Hierophant at the bottom of the deck. Ooh, and the Star. So that's a really interesting. Oops, I guess I need to cover this stuff up. I'm not sure how picky YouTube is. The Hierophant being at the bottom of the deck here. Commitment on a higher level. It feels to me like, and I'll have to clarify that King of Wands, but because it could be someone else that you're committing to, or it could be a way of living. I feel like with the Chariot following the Six of Cups, because the Six of Cups is there, and I'm sorry, the Chariot comes after. I feel like you're going away from the past. You're like, I've got to move away from this past, got to get out. And I think that's what you're going to be putting an end to, but we'll double check that. Yeah, and the Six of Cups is about the past. So let's clarify, because I want to see what that King of Wands is, because that's going to dictate exactly what you're running away from here. My cat's roaming the hallways. Let me give it one good shuffle though. Let's see, what do our Aries need to know about this King of Wands in their March reading? What is this King of Wands? So Ace of Wands. Oh, Five of Cups. I feel like you're tired of being disappointed. I think this is you, and the energy of that Ace of Wands is like what you're grabbing hold of for March, because you're tired of this energy being disappointed. That's why I feel like you're going to be moving away from the past, like the way things have been for you, or the way you've looked at them, or however that looks for you, um, because there has been the disappointments and you're done with it. You're like, I'm not going to be disappointed anymore. I'm going to move forward. Ace of Wands, grabbing that energy. This is King of Wands is absolutely you in this reading. So let's see, is there anything more about the Six of Cups? So this is like what you're I feel like it's just really about moving away from something you've been holding on to. Is there any more information on the Six of Cups that will help the listeners, please? Our Aries. Hermit, Star. Well, you know, I feel like what you want to reach those dreams, right? And that's that was the Five of Cups too. Tired of being disappointment, and then you have the Hermit here. So I feel like it's like, okay, I'm done being in hermit mode. I'm done hiding. I'm done trying to figure things out. I need to just start doing. I feel like there's that energy of I gotta move forward. I gotta get going, because I'm not going to reach these dreams if I'm staying here. So this is what you're leaving the Hermit and you're working your way into that Star. We had the Star at the bottom of the deck that followed that Hierophant as well. I think this is something you are definitely committing yourself to. You have the Chariot next. We'll look more into that Chariot, but I feel like it pretty much speaks of, yeah, moving away from the past, moving away from something from the past, And I do believe it's kind of like being in that hermit mode. Maybe if you have been, if it hasn't been that you've been like hermiting, you've been hermiting in some way or another, maybe not necessarily physically staying away or hiding, but it could be emotionally, it could be even intellectually. You're not putting yourself out there in some way. So even if it's not a physical hermit, it could be any kind. So let's look at this chariot. What is happening with the chariot? We've got Eight of Wands with the moon. Yeah, you are headed towards the Eight of Wands is just as, it's not quite as much energy as the Chariot, but it is about moving forward. I think something's telling you to do this. And I think that you are headed towards, you want more clarity on what to do next. You want things to be clear. You're tired of the murky. We got that twice already. There's something that just feels like, oh, I got to pull that out of there. I'm an Aries. I know this feeling because you want to go, it's, you're done with like feeling like things aren't happening. Again, I feel like too, this chariot is helping you see things more clearly as well, because you're stepping out of it. You're getting into that fire mode with that Ace of Wands clarifying that King of Wands. You're becoming back into your own. You're really going for it, really moving forward. I love that energy for you. What is unexpected? Well, look at this strength. I just think that you have to realize that you're strong, right? You have the strength, but it's unexpected because I feel like for some reason, and I don't think this is like an Aries at all, but that you might not be feeling confident. Most Aries are confident most of the time, right? And I have two water signs, my rising and my moon are both water, and I'm still a lot of, confidence and, directness and all of the stuff that us Aries love to be. Um, so, you know, the confidence is there probably no matter what. Now, I mean, we're all different to some degree or another, but we share some like attributes. Tell me more about the strength card. Yeah, Nine of Coins with the Page of Swords. So I, so this is kind of going to be hard to hear, but it's like, you know, unexpectedly you realize that, yeah, you have like everything that you probably need. And you've probably accomplished a lot with this Nine of Pentacles, but there's more. And that's what that strength is you've got to figure that out. And that's going to come in unexpectedly when you realize, oh, I got to still be patient. I've got to still do the work. I've got to still, the whole thing with the strength is coming in kind of unexpected, where you're not being held back, you're being held differently, where instead of going into hermit, you're um, pulling out all the stops and being strong about this and really kind of digging in, I feel like, too, with what's happening. So what to look for, which I think is really interesting, is the Ten of Cups. There may be someone, now this, I don't feel like this is love, okay? It could be someone that you're in love with. It could be a partner you already in love with, or even maybe a budding, a relationship starting up. But I feel like what this is asking you, what to look for, is companionship with the people that are around you. Look for that comfort. Look for the someone that's going to pat you on the back and say, "You got this." You've got this, or that are willing to be a partner in crime, help you. But I don't want to say like help you, maybe just it feels like there is something big you want to do. There's people out there that you need to find that either back you emotionally, mostly emotionally. You want to be backed emotionally. You don't necessarily want to be backed monetarily or physically. You want to be backed emotionally, and you're going to need that strength moving forward. So I would look for that in somebody. You already have them around you. They're there. And maybe they're not there all of the time, or maybe they are, or maybe it's someone that you wouldn't really expect. So really, that's, look for that. If you need it, if you feel like you need it, I think some of you might, because of that strength card. Yeah, Page of Wands with the star. You're getting the star a ton here. The star's showing up like crazy. And I love that because the star's my favorite card. Um, it's about getting everything you want. What more does an Aries want? I just want everything I want. Page of Wands, I feel like this is, yeah, you need to. Okay, and I'm trying to not do this on my own, is go all in on things because then I get tired or burn out. But um, it is kind of about going all in. More importantly, though, than going all in, don't overthink this. If you really want to get to your dreams, don't overthink that. Don't overthink asking for help, or is this someone going to be beneficial in however you're moving forward, whether it's a family member, a friendship, a partner, something that is going to be beneficial. Understand that that's important in any endeavor, having the good people around you. We don't always need someone to hold our hand, but it's nice to have someone to bounce stuff off of and feel comfortable doing it. They're not going to, you know, put you down over it or make you feel like, oh, you're not good enough. You want the people around you that are going to make you feel good enough. So, what is your challenge? The challenge is the Magician for you. Now, for some of you, probably depending on where your Aries falls in the chart and all of the things, this may be that you don't trust yourself enough and that you may need to get through that to realize that you have more capabilities than you think you do. But for some of you as well, I want to put both sides out there because we're all a little bit different. This is, the challenge may be trusting people in general. I see the Magician a lot of times, and those of you who watch me often know this is the sleight of hand. They can hide things. They're and I would say the Magician mostly does it on purpose, but it doesn't have to be. So I do feel like there may be a trust issue and maybe asking you to look at someone around you, and not this Ten of Cups person, but someone else around you that may not be being completely honest, whether they're doing it on purpose or not. Because there's something here that you may need from someone to move forward. And it may just be knowledge. Okay. So it's not necessarily um, you know, so just keep that in mind moving forward. So we have, where does this all lead? We've got Ten of Swords to the Page of Swords. So in a way, this is good because it goes from the 10 to the page, which is in order, kind of, sort of. But you're definitely putting an end to something here. I feel like it all steams around that Six of Cups energy, where you need to walk away from the past. You know that there's things in your life that you need to put a real end to. And what are you shutting your door on? What are you ending here? I think this is your choice. Someone's not ending something. I don't think it's anything like that. I feel like this with the Hierophant at the bottom of the deck is pretty much you in yourself working through this. What is that Ten of Swords? Emperor, Three of Pentacles. There may be you taking control of a situation. Could be at work or something where you're just like, I'm putting an end to this. I don't want this anymore. I feel like also that you are going to realize that you do need help. The Three of Pentacles. The Emperor is your card, taking control, being in control, being a leader. And I think that's, you're not shutting the door on that. What you're shutting the door on is you feeling like you have to be the one, that you have other people to help you. It's not all up to you, like you can get some help here. So understand that as well. And I do feel like you're realizing that you have a lot of power, and it comes from yourself, not necessarily just power because you've learned certain things. No, most Aries like have that way about them. They're usually pretty damn smart. They're usually, and sometimes okay, so how many of you Aries, and raise your hand or leave me a comment, how many of you have been like depicted as not smart because you kind of jump into stuff and you go into those things. Maybe you don't think about the thing, but you're going to do it and you're going to do it anyway. And then someone says, well, that wasn't very smart. Well, then you go, yeah, it was, because I learned a lot from it. But let me know if that's always happened to me. Like I just jump into stuff. I'm just curious if there's anyone of you Aries that also feel that way. Let's look at the Page of Swords. To me, the Page of Swords is you going, okay, I'm doing this. The Page of Swords to me is not only an aha moment, but the energy of that page dives into something, and they sometimes are diving into something that might be too big, but they are diving into it, and um but they don't stop until they get there, right? So it's very kind of headstrong. I'm going to do this. I'm going to learn this energy, because I do feel like something's really happening with you. That Chariot, I really like that energy for you. Tell me more about the Page of Swords. Oh, King of Cups. Why is he coming up? Four of Cups. Very interesting, because I feel like there really hasn't been any love at all, but maybe that's going to change. There could be someone coming in that's going to help you through this. Now, I didn't feel like it was love, and I don't still. The Four of Wands can be wedding and that kind of thing. But I do feel like there is this energy of you being more flexible, and that's going to help you have a conversation with someone to move forward. There's something here about a partnership with this 10 of Cups, but you need to be a little bit more flexible. Remember that Emperor, having that strong will, which is fine. But at times we also need to be flexible and be able to, kind of go with the flow a little bit. And sometimes that's hard for a sign that likes control. And the Four of Wands really is that celebration. So there is something coming in here where I feel like there's something big on the horizon. I'm gonna pull one more card, and I sometimes regret this, but I'm gonna pull one more card. Five of Pentacles. Yeah, you're gonna be taking a whole new path forward. I feel like things are really changing. I don't feel like this is a money struggle or anything like it. Could be. It could be where you have a temporary money struggle because something happens where you may be changing direction on your career. But more importantly, you are taking a different path forward. Because going back to that beginning, that Five of Cups, you're tired of being disappointed. I feel like you may have been disappointed a lot. Like everything comes back, it's like, psh, well, that sucked, and that sucked, and that sucked, like probably for the last few years, but I do feel like this is coming together. So I have the Page of Cups here in your advice. Your advice is to, I feel like it's not only giving those messages, but I think this has a direct correlation to the Ten of Cups and what to look for. Once you are sure that the person that you look for with that 10 of cups is there to help you and to comfort you and to be there for you, let them know, because you're going to have to provide that information. You're really important to me. I really care about you. I need your help, or I would really like you to listen to me, or, because I don't feel like it's help. I feel like it's more someone just there to bounce stuff off of. So be sure to ask for that. Don't be afraid to ask for that, because if this person is a true 10 of cup to you, a true comfort relationship, they're going to want to help you. So, boy, there you have your reading for today, Aries. I didn't expect it to go this long, but it was a good one. So I had to keep going, and I hope you all have a beautiful day. Take care and leave me a comment, please, and hit that thumbs up button. Thanks.